Flails in fantasy games are not as popular as Source and even Access. After all, if I recall correctly, in D&D 3.5 Flails did not have any special rules or features. In GURPS, however, Flails work very differently from most other weapons, and they are dangerously effective. In this video, I'll tell you everything about Flails in GURPS, both one-handed and two-handed ones. First of all, unlike most melee weapon skills, Flail and two-handed Flail are hard difficulty skills. This alone might turn off some players, as this makes investing into these skills feel suboptimal, when there are so many average difficulty skills available. Let's take a look at the weapon tables. As you can see, the first Flails appear at TL 0. Damage is always swing crushing, not very versatile. The Morningstar has a whopping swing plus 3 damage, which is a lot for a one-handed weapon. The two-handed Flail has swing plus 4, even higher. For one-handed Flails, reach is always 1. That's okay, but being unable to fight properly in close combat is a downside. All Flails are unbalanced, unfortunately. This is a big disadvantage, so a shield is advised. The TL0 Flails have -2 to parry. They definitely are not good defensive weapons. If you look at the price, you'll see that the Flails are quite cheap. Cheaper than swords at least. Most Flails are actually quite light, only the Morningstar and the two-handed Flail are heavy. The Morningstar also has a high strength requirement. I should know that Bola Perdida and Bolas can be thrown. I'll devote a video to them, so I won't talk about this aspect of them here. The weighted scarf can also be used as a garrote, but again, I'll say that for the garrote video. Now let's talk about the signature feature of the Flails. Because Flails tend to wrap around the target's shield or weapon, attempts to block them are at -2, and attempts to parry them are at -4. Fencing weapons and knives cannot parry them at all. An unarmed fighter can parry a Flail, but at -4, in addition to any penalty for parrying unarmed. A fencing weapon can parry Flails at normal penalties if held in a defensive grip. Also, the fact that the knives cannot parry Flails is only mentioned in the Flail skill description, and nowhere else, so it is easy to miss. I didn't even know about it before writing the script for this video. This alone makes Flails good. Typically, block and parry are higher than dodge, so these penalties are significant. Fencers struggle the most, because Flails just no-sell their defensive benefits. Some Flails are worse at penalizing defenses. These penalties are halved for the Bola Perdida, Bolas, Nunchaku, Thong Club, and Weighted Scarf. I should also mention that the two-handed Flail skill has the 3-part staff. It's an exotic weapon that takes a -1 penalty to hit, but this penalty can be negated with the exotic weapon training perk. While the damage is slightly lower than that of the Flail, the 3-part staff has reach 1 to 3, without the need to take a ready maneuver to change it. And it is cheap too. In addition, it has the second weapon profile that is used for dual weapon attacks. You hit 2 targets, one with each end of the weapon. GURPS Fantasy Tech 2, Weapons of Fantasy, also has double-ended Flails, like the D&D Dire Flail. These weapons are expensive but not unbalanced, unlike other Flails. Flails also have an unique technique, Return Strike. You can exploit the flexibility of the Flail to strike the enemy from behind while facing him. If the enemy is unfamiliar with this move, he gets no defense at all. His defense is penalized further otherwise. This is a very fun technique. If you check GURPS Low-Tech Companion 2, you can see the weapon customization options. For Flails, not much is available. You can give your Morningstar a long handle, Bolas, Nunchaku and Thong Club can be given a chain instead of a rope, or you can add the hilt. If you allow cinematic options, then you can make a throwing Flail. Such Flails are thrown with a Bolas skill. Since all Flails deal crushing damage, you cannot improve their damage with quality modifiers, and that's a shame. Another small downside is that there's no fast draw flail skill. And that's it for this video. I hope you know more about the flails now and you'll give them a shot. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.